Now, I know there's a narrative going around that the Dodgers are just buying these World Series titles. That is a pretty casual take on this whole thing. If you dig a little deeper, you'll realize that that is far from true. Spending money can build a contender, but alone, it cannot build a dynasty. There's strategic spending power. It's no secret that the Dodgers are one of the league's top spenders every year. They've had the #1 payroll in the league 8 out of the last 14 seasons. There are teams that spend a similar amount of money, but there are very few that spend it as efficiently as the Dodgers do. In the past 5 seasons, the Dodgers have spent roughly $6.3 million per WAR that their players have been worth each season. The going rate for one WAR on the open market is roughly $8 million, meaning that they're getting surplus value even with the volume that they're spending. And this is based on the luxury tax payroll, which takes into account deferred money, money that's paid after the contract is up, which the Dodgers have done a lot. Although this is likely due to the fact that not everyone on the team is on a high-cost free agency contract, so let's compare this number to some other big spenders, mainly the 2 New York teams. In the past 5 seasons, the Yankees have paid around $6.7 million per WAR on average each season. The Mets on average pay $7.6 million for each WAR. The Mets and Yankees have been far less successful than the Dodgers have been over the past few seasons, although they're always near the top in spending. That's because the Dodgers are the best strategic spenders among the 3. Take Freeman's contract, for example. The Dodgers signed Freeman when he was a free agent to a 6-year, $162 million deal. The AAV, or average annual value, of this contract was $27 million. If we take the value of $8 million per 1 WAR, Freeman would have to be worth around 3.4 WAR per season, or 20.2 over the course of this contract to meet his value. In his first 4 seasons on this deal, he's already crushed that number, putting himself at 22.3 WAR, or roughly $178.4 million. That's already $16 million in surplus value for the Dodgers on this contract, and he still has 2 years to play out. Let's do the same thing with the extension that they signed with catcher Will Smith. Smith signed a 10-year, $140 million extension before the 2024 season, which bought out 8 free agent years. That essentially means that the Dodgers took a hit to what they would have paid him the last 2 years, but now they basically have him on a 8-year, $112 million free agent contract. For this contract to be worth it for the Dodgers, Smith needs to average roughly 2 WAR per season for the next 8 years. When you look at Smith's production so far in this contract, this seems like a steal for the Dodgers. Now let's look at some of the spending that the Mets have been up to recently. They signed Sean Manaea to a 3-year, $75 million free agency contract before the 2024 season. That's about 9.4 WAR worth of value. After 2 seasons of that deal, Manaea has recorded just 3.2. That's looking like it's going to be a shortage for the Mets and not a surplus. Starling Marte just finished up his 4-year, $178 million contract, which is valued at 9.8 WAR. In that time, though, Marte was worth just 4.5, and that's roughly $42 million in lost value for the Mets in that contract. It's not like the Dodgers don't have these types of deals too. They do miss on a few here and there. They tend to minimize them though, and among the other high spenders, they maximize their surplus value. I know the story out there is that the Dodgers are only good because they spend all this money, but other teams have had similar financials, but nobody has matched the consistent success of the Dodgers.